did every player of Heroic in that previous map, except Cadian. 4-7 of the Danish AWP. And now he needs to show it more than ever on another heavy AWP map. We're going to go right into it. Heroic T-side starting fast. Up the short side. They dodged Liquid's con setup in their pistol. Now they dodge Navi's long setup in this one. It feels like Heroic always are in your heads. Navi going to have to back out. Simple, quick shots from long. They see him at least. Now, with the bomb going down, they know why the site is so free. Navi are coming in 5 up for the retake.
Yeah, Boomich has got this one flash. It has got to be the God flash. And oh my God, never mind Boomich's flashbang. Heroic push through with a flash from Cadian. Oh. This is a chaos. Electronic doesn't know where to look. Refresh dead in the sight. Heroic poised for a 2-on-2 hold, and Cadian still sat back in the toilets now. These problems are getting worse and worse. The kit is actually under Tessez right now. Bit looking for this trade, and even though he gets it, there's just not enough time to win the round. Heroic, they come through showing a very confident face to open up this pistol round.
Oh, Heroic might have even realized that. Maybe I'm looking in too deep, right? Like knowing the kid's going to be down on that B side, playing CT, playing the rotate, but regardless of the info there, what a great chase down into spawn to kill those rotates. Yeah. They knew that with Navi doubled up on long, you know, Navi can either retake from long and time it with the CT players, or they can wrap back toilets, which is where Heroic are trying to play their post plan. And so instead of any of that going down, Heroic just chase Navi into their hidey hole. It's one way to start the game. 3 rifles right in. Refresh not on a Mac this time around. He's got the best gun on the go. Navi are going to force. Simple throwing himself into middle. Had a hugely impactful first map. So did Electronic. Flash won't do much though. Refresh sees that right side monster player, and Perfecto is now trapped out. Smoke will give him a bit of room to move. Electronic plays close to Stown on the corner. No one wanting to make that first mistake. But maybe it's not a mistake. Maybe it's exactly what Electronic needs. Oh, maybe not. Stown takes him down, and now Heroic hold off.
Yeah, if you remember back on Mirage, Heroic couldn't convert their pistol round victory. Well, they're looking to make it happen here where it matters most. A man up already and now working these toilets. Bit is ahead of these players and they might bypass him altogether. I'm assuming they're going to check this. They know he could have hit a timing, and Bit's actually getting out of there now, trying to dodge this toilet play, but he's still right in the forefront of it. Can't find anything with that Deagle, and Simple dead up in the sight. There is this early rotation from Perfecto, and he has driven the head of Shush right off the mark, but there's the trade. Heroic, they do convert this pistol round. They go 2-0 up, and there's a third waiting in the wings after that NaVi force buy.
They're feeling good, and that's shown by the 4-on-1. They find Perfecto on the site, and they don't, you know, double back with the bomb through connector, go to the free B plant. No, everyone just pushes him. They chase him down. Not allowing that Deagle to get away with much more than one. This has not been a very, often played map for NaVi. They have run it once this tournament with a close overtime win over Fnatic. Otherwise, haven't seen it since Cologne, where they lost Vitality. So NaVi, they've got to watch out. Heroic couldn't even feel the victory here against Liquid on this map, despite picking it up. They seem a lot more ready to go now. They took NaVi to the edge back on Mirage, and they're already starting stronger than ever here on Overpass. Nice hunt for Boomich. Takes down Stown, but already Cadian's in your backline, baby. He's not letting you get that gun or do anything with it. He tries to knife. Could that be the undoing? No! Bit's doubled up. You don't want to mess with Bit. What a mistake.
As if, right? It's always something to do with Simple and NaVi, right? And this squad and knives, and maybe it costing you around. Like, oh, Heroic, they came into this feeling confident. Now that might be too confident. Oh. You don't want to be remembered as the guy who tried to knife Bit and then had him snipe the round away from you.
This was a full eco.
And so what went from a barrel of laughs for Heroic, an easy third round, they said, is now hanging in the balance. That kill to Bit gives you a lot more room, makes you a lot less worried. Simple doesn't buy it for a second that this is the B play. He's rotating back up into heaven, but it is the play in through B. And Heroic have got the sight, so they've navigated this one well.
Cadian's gonna be thanking his team so much right about now. Like, Bit, it's one thing to get that kill. It's another thing to get the second. That was a bit too far. Now Simple, this round is anything but. Out, and the shot missed. It's just to close, as it always should have been. A clean round, maybe, for Heroic. Like, yeah, sure, you're trying to get in the heads of NaVi. We talk about this a lot, like the concept of knifing or shooting dead bodies. And Stewie was talking about this recently and saying, like, oh, yeah, you know, if it gets in the head, really, that's all that matters. At the end of the day, it's the mental game that can make your opponents crumble. But maybe that makes you crumble. And not just emotionally, but economically. That was supposed to be clean for Heroic. It was anything but. Let's see if NaVi can capitalize on the damage done in that full eco.
Well, it's looking like a very, very big change of pace here. Another one of these fast B plays, perhaps. Electronic has loved fighting in the short side, but the results just aren't there. Bit swinging out of con at least helps pull it back for the time being. Perfecto dead at barrels. Boomich trying to hold on to the B side, but doesn't want to add to their problems. Is instead just peppering it with utility and setting up for a 3-on-3 retake that's going to have to come through if NaVi want to hit the ground running when the guns come out.
It's a really good plant as well. The Heaven Orb. The smoke faded. Simple's not given anything. Flanked in from short. They will have heard this. They know Bit was here earlier on, and it was a very dangerous plant to put it in his face, but Heroic just hiding down, ducked in the pit right now. Simple's given nothing, no avenue into this retake, and at a certain point, you've got to cut your losses. Will Simple bring the scissors, or will he just evade capture? Seems like the latter getting out of this round. Heroic go 4-0 up on the T side. Simple's save is not guaranteed either. Two players running his way. He's just going to try and dodge them, let them go by. Oh, quick shot. Oh, no, the trade, though. Cadian was wide. He swung back. Simple didn't know. And so that orb is gone. He could have kept it if he didn't re-peek. Confidence puts NaVi on the back burner and puts Heroic 4-0 up, flawless on their map pick.
I think it's just very, very interesting because it's like, you know, you think about who's on this NaVi team. You think about, you know, the most impactful duo in Counter-Strike right now, Simple Electronic, right? You got these promising young guns and guys like Perfecto and Bit. And then you've got this leader who's really not afraid to throw himself into the action in Boomich. But the whole NaVi squad always feel very respectful and like to err on the side of caution. Whereas Heroic, it's like, especially when you look at the names of like when this squad first came around, it was very much a case of like greater than the sum of their individual parts, right? Sure. And they're very, very keen to flex and play an aggro game, you know, throw caution to the wind at times.
That's one way of calling that knife, yeah.
Yeah, but, you know, it's not something that you ever really see for this NaVi squad. And normally whenever you have, you know, fair play, it has come back to leave them with some haunting memories.
Everyone's done it. Yeah. Everyone's done it, really, at this point. And they still go back for it. No one learns from their mistakes. Anything to get that edge.
NaVi, they stacked B early on, and then they went back up 2A after not seeing or hearing anything for the longest time. That kill to Bit is only further going to sail you down the river, as it were, right, into believing that this is the A play. Now you hear the utility going over, and at this point, NaVi are probably coming to terms with just saving, you know, the pistols, the armor, the AK on Simple, and just letting this round slip by the wayside. There's not really much you can do here.
Yeah, Heroic's B takes are looking really nice as well, even though they're not using a huge amount of util. It's often just, you know, Heaven, Smoke, Barrel, Molly, flash them in. And they all charge Pit immediately. They love just getting complete control and making sure that no one in NaVi is sneaking in the water, about to deny bomb plant or make the round weird. Heroic, full convinced B take, and no one there for NaVi, like you said, the save. 5-0 on the T side is a damn good start. And money is the CT Overpass dream, right? You need those orbs, you need that util to stop the B play. You're also somewhat gambling and hoping you get spawns for Simple to take these mid-fights to get early information, to know where Heroic is starting their round. What kind of default is it? Is it a faster one? Heroic really good at switching up the pace on the T side of this map.
I hope NaVi can arrive to the server soon, right? Because it's been a very, very quiet start here. And it might be one of these games where if it doesn't start soon, it never starts at all. You know, Overpass has always been a bit of a weird one for NaVi. Even odder when you think about the fact that, like, as far as, you know, like, nationalities tied to maps go, CIS do love a bit of Overpass, right? It's up there. And so I've always had a bit intrigued as to why NaVi looks so lost here at times, especially because we've seen them give us convincing games on this map before. And like for a while, it looked like when Bit first joined, that was maybe going to turn it around. I think he really helped, especially with like T sides. It took a lot of the lurking responsibility off of Boomich when like the squad go for B plays. We often see Bit leaning into the toilets, and he hits good timings there. He has a lot of impact, but it still hasn't been one that's really been in the NaVi wheelhouse, and it's one that Heroic, you know, they're fans of.
Yeah,
so
I think something that plays into that on the CT side at least is like electronic on shore, right? We need that water control for NaVi. It's such an important real estate, right? To know where Heroic are. Like if you want to exec B, you're not always going to be running 5 monster. You want B water. You want to be able to throw easy at util from there as well and split the site. So if NaVi can actually get control, that's one thing. But we've just seen kind of dry peaks for electronic on shore. It needs to be more measured. It needs to be more utility. There's a flash this time. Electronic catches them by surprise, and he even goes back to finish the job. Perfecto now dealing with a monster rush, and this is why you want to split through the pipe, and they get churned up. 2 left for Heroic, and that is more like it for NaVi on B.
Yeah, very relieving to finally see that short control take work out, right? Like, thus far, it's been a consistent point of concern. Heroic have been winning that fight over Electronic time and time again. Well, there we see it work in all its glory. It completely shuts down this B split from the word go. Right? They're even looking to extend back in now. Luckily enough, some missed shots out of Simple, and Cadian will pick up that kill. Stown might hit this timing over here in middle as Bits left up, taking the party. Stown has heard it. Oh no, now it's a 2-on-2. And while that little, you know, weird double push at short that didn't find the kill on Cadian didn't feel like it was going to matter much in the moment, the swing back in from Electronic, and now Stown's flank hitting a good timing, it's made this a doable round all of a sudden.
Yeah, that was very weird. Like, Simple obviously expecting Cadian to be looking his way. Cadian was holding for the jump or the boost, and Simple just runs away, but that lets Cadian turn, and then Electronic repeaks, and well, of course, Cadian's already on the angle. You missed your shot. You should have called it at that. Boomich needs 2, and he at least gets the first. Cadian 1 health remains, but Simple has no grenades. It's going to have to be the Deagle. Wallbangs are a common factor, and Simple's got them all. Spam through the box. We see him do that time after time with AWPs, with Deagles. He's got it. Just looking for bonus utility, anything extra, even a smoke, a little deal, a $300 save. There's a Molotov. That's nice.
Yeah, kind of poetic as well that like that round got tricky because Simple misses the Deeg shot onto Cadian and then closes it out with arguably the hardest shot, I guess, like through the wall bang.
I mean, Cadian was always one shot. Even when he came around short, he could have, you know, one bullet would have done it.
But this is big. Like, finally you've been able to garner a bit of respect over towards short.
Yeah, and now Heroic are probably going to go back to either defaulting, doing the 3-on-1 that they like to do, or just doing heavy A rounds, right? NaVi have shut them out of B once, and Heroic have barely shown anything on this T side, but they're still up 5-1. They've got plenty more in the wheelhouse to throw in. So let's see what the change is. Very loud towards B, but it's not a commit. They're really trying to scare Electronic away from taking that control, but he does not care. He's walked it again. What a dangerous decision.
Something here that's pretty interesting as well. Like, think back to that, you know, kind of Heroic Liquid matchup. Whenever you have Heroic on this map, usually there's a lot of attention around the connector, but not so much in this NaVi game so far. NaVi haven't really lent into it too much either. Oh. Simple, there's mid damage through the smoke. He'll take that. Not that he knows he's dealt it out just yet. But it's still in the long toilets, and he's kind of on a bit of an island here. He can go back right now, but he doesn't know that is the problem.
Oh, he finished it with another wallbang. Twice onto Tesses.
Oh, yeah, you can't jump past Simple's down. He's not going to let you. You're pretty much alone in holding this A site down, and Simple's doing a great job. Now Bits come back from long, is here to help out. Simple mollied out of position. They do get him down low, but will they be ready for this long pincer of Bit?
Refresh, he checked it in the pistol, he's gonna have to do it again, and it's a lights out headshot. Bit cleared out, dinked in the process, but that allowed the plant, and Refresh plays up close. They're gonna chase him, hunting him down, and they finish him off. 3-on-3, Heroic are back in control of this round, which needs a multi, and he's doubled down as they line up, finishing what bit started, leaves Cadian in the clutch. 1v3, it's a default plant. Cadian waits, they're already sticking. 5 seconds, no problem. Cadian missed shot, and he's a dead man. Boomage, massive round off of the FAMAS. Locked it down a B with flashes for Electronic, and now he's taking names up on the A retake. Heroic come to him, and he is more than willing to receive 2 rounds for NaVi, and both in a row is going to be a nice confidence booster as well as money.
Beautiful Boomich round. You know, burst. All right, lad.
Naughty.
All right, not every day that you see that. Simple, not getting very aggressive with these mid peaks, often just playing back in the toilets, giving some semblance of respect to Heroic. They're fast out middle. They've taken this control with 3 waiting back outside of B. Likely going to try and get rotations onto this upper site. It's all going to hinge on getting away with a kill, and with that not happening, you're really only left with this utility dump into B. Got Cadian to come in through short after these 3 players get out monster. So how's this going to go? You're a man down. You need the openers. Electronic at short wins his fight again and takes this control away. He can come in with the side swipe, and there's Simple to close it. Since that AWP's come out, since the guns have come through, and guys like Electronic are getting a better feel for the game over towards short water, this CT side is coming together quite nicely for NaVi.
It's winning his lurk fights as well, right? The toilets plays. You already talked about his T side. We're going to see more of that in the second half, what he gets away with when NaVi are on B-centric grounds, but he knows exactly what the role is. He can stop them from doing it back. A big multi-kill B holds coming out of NaVi, continuing to build into this game. Slow and steady wins the race. Heroic, like a hare, they buy back up instantly, no hesitation. Deegs out, AKs around, and even the AWP on Cadian. That makes it worthwhile at least.
Yeah, Simple has the mid spawn. I wonder if he's going to take it. Oh, instead, he's dipping down Khan. I mentioned we haven't really seen a lot of connector action so far. So will you be ready for Simple's AWP here? Tesses is not. And that's a very early 5-on-4. There's no chance to trade that. Simple gets away with it for free. Because of the early damage onto Perfecto, they're going to lean into a retake setup over here towards this B site, employing the boost. With the goal just being to try and strip a player from the tally, right? If you can get it into a 5-on-3, you've still got a player in the site to give you a little more resistance, and maybe it makes them discount this boost as well.
Monster smoke missed. They're going to go through.
Comes the push. Simple's throwing another one in, but it's going to arrive too late, you'd like to think. They spot the boost, but Electronic with the swing takes the frag, and the molly even burns Shush out. This B play turns to dust before our very eyes, and Stown and Cadian might just be left saving in a 2-on-5, never even really making a dent in NaVi this round.
I mean, Cadian wanted to play his AWP, and he didn't get to because Stown swapped off so early in the round after getting tagged up, so yeah, it's a bit of a shame for Heroic, but definitely the right call to give in this round. The buy was, you know, pretty risky anyway. They didn't even have full guns, only 3 rifles, so this doesn't feel like too bad of a call for Heroic. But we're definitely seeing that comeback from NaVi, right? It was back on Mirage. It was a strong early start for NaVi, then Heroic got going, and NaVi had that second win to win out the half. Feels the same. Flipping and flopping, Heroic, never out of the woods. The Lumberjacks of NaVi have bought their axe. Their scythe, if you will.
Counter-terrorists win.
Yeah, you're starting to get a little bit worried because of how these rounds are going. If you're Heroic, right? These have been 4 in a row now for NaVi. They're starting to establish this money. You touched upon it earlier on, right? How money feels like everything on this CT side. Well, that was the early worry for NaVi when they were 5-0 down. They were going to be stuck, you know, constantly losing rounds, then having a partial buy, then reinvest. And, you know, the game can very quickly spiral away if that's the case. Well, they've completely flipped the script now. It's these saved guns around, you know, a bit of a purchase. Heroic are in a weird spot with that double save. Hoping they can get away with something here, but Simple constantly pushing the boat out, seeing what he can get away with here, and always keeping you guessing as to where that AWP is going to be.
Oh, we have that big smoke as well, the deep one towards the barrel. NaVi, like, allowed to take full control of Monster if they want. They're not going to do so, but it's just so scary when Heroic see it. They suddenly slow their round down, they stop committing, and they go, watch out, they might be making a play here. NaVi actually used that lull in the action to get set up on a boost on short, and Bit again wins his kill on the Lurker. Now they recommit out Monster, or at least refresh Will for a moment. But no one for sending the sight. Nice shot for Stown, catches Bit, going back into the angle. And that's going to force a lot of rotation. Perfecto is now anchoring B, and that is still where the majority of Heroic is sitting. Stown is coming back to meet them as well. The big problem here for Heroic is you don't have any utility to get you into the bomb site. That smoke has gone down on default, and if anything, it makes you feel like it's a fake. But NaVi soon to get control and information on A might allow for this rotate back to B. We'll see if Boomich goes for it in time. He is going to make that call. And Perfecto playing nice retake. If he can get one and get out alive, that's massive.
Yeah, Perfecto actually still has a smoke. He tries to throw that out to slow down the push. Drops the electronic smoke there at barrels, attempts to fight around it, but Cadian will take one out. There's Simple, trading it from heaven. The rotations there are great from NaVi. It's that re-aggression from electronic on the short side that lets that come through.
Yeah, massive 4K for Simple as well, right? Like that last second rotate is everything for NaVi, because, you know, Boomich was trying to set Perfecto up to push back in. He gets caught with nades out. He gets rushed down, the rifle, looking like it's going to kill him. And then Simple just comes out of nowhere and eviscerates Heroic one by one, even dropping the AWP on Cadian as well. No clutch today. And Simple's got more spawns. He's going to be using them, damn right. Oh, this spam is only setting him up to do so. He's looking up, though. Oh, no. He was ready for short water, but he was not ready for the close peek under. Stown catches him by surprise. Bit still has mid, but he's got enemies on both sides.
Yeah, Bit's in a bit of a rough spot. He might just find himself fighting to the death. Him and Boomich looking to retake connector late, and now also a push out through Monster. This is a lot of aggro moves from NaVi all in one go. They are next to each other in the smoke. Oh my god! NaVi win the round in the blink of an eye. That was a coin toss as to how that smoke fade went. And it was just an all-in execution from NaVi.
Not even a kill for Heroic. They just get absolutely blown out of the tunnel. And then the player at the back, probably Cadian, right, is throwing utilities. He's got nades out. What's he supposed to do? You know, the reason that play is awesome as well is a smoke fades. Yeah, they can be 50-50 at times. Like, it depends. Maybe if you're too deep, a leg will show. But at the end of the day, if you're sitting inside the smoke, you're more favored than if you're outside. So that is such a good play for NaVi, but insane that it comes through so clean.
Yeah, no, that was the thing of beauty. And that's a real feel-good moment as well, because you lose Simple early. You're a little bit worried. Nah, mate, everyone else wins their fight and in an instant, in tandem with one another.
What a recovery. 0-5 for NaVi, and now they're up by 1 in this round. Like, you know, it should be a shoe-in. You know, you can always curse anything, but 1 AK that's half health, and it's already gone. Now it's just Eagles. NaVi are going to have no problem getting rid of this round. So this is NaVi likely going up 7-5. That's just impeccable, considering they looked pretty locked out of the B bomb site to start this map, and now you're forcing more and more variance from Heroic, and none of it's working. Even when they get the openers, they still struggle long term.
And yeah, you know, I think a lot of this fear as well comes from how Simple's using the AWP, right? Very, very mobile, as we say. Like, you're always concerned knowing that there's not a lot of consistency to it, right? Like, every corner you go around, Simple could be there waiting for you. He's already on this rotation, back up to A. Boomich has made the call.
Oh, he's dead.
He's the man on the front line, and he's throwing out util. He's going to get chased down by the Diga refresh, so you lose your close toilet player. But this is where you hope the sight hold of Simple and Bit can hold the line. Simple's dead. Bit does what he can. There is this conflank from Electronic and Perfecto up through CT. They might try to pressure, and Electronic here hits the first man down. Tess says still to beat. It's a truck plant out in the open, but he can't back off. Tess says has got to fight for this one in the site, and he will. Swinging out, deals with Electronic. And so Heroic find it with the Deagles.
Yeah, sorry for saying anything there, right? Like, that definitely shouldn't have happened.
Yeah, you even went into it saying you can curse anything. It felt like,
well, I didn't think it was that one. Oh my goodness. Yeah, also, that's a very weird round for Boomich because he's sitting there close shore. He's throwing all that util, but no one is watching his toilets. Bit's like sitting truck. He's watching long. He's checking toilet. Simple comes up with the AWP and maybe goes like, oh, I have it. But he immediately moves back to the truck position to play a cross or play a bait and switch with Bit. So Boomich is throwing nades. Heroic hears all of this. And you see, I think it was Shush just come out front toilet and immediately wrap right and chase Boomich. Like, there was no way he was ever going to get anything done with a teammate not baiting for him or trying to trade or trying to cover, and he's watching his own Molotov. So that's a weird setup for NaVi. That's a mistake they're going to come to regret. But Heroic, hey, more success on the A site, right? At least the last time they were there, they got a 3-on-3, they got a post plant, and it was Boomich to double up in bank. So this A site seems to be the way in for Heroic, and they're going to keep trying.
Yeah, more early short aggression from Simple and Electronic, and they're going to look to extend that to even taking Monster away. Oh, Simple, other side of the smoke. There's two taking Con. And so he'll just give it up. That is one of the advantages of blowing this door off, right? It lets Simple just get out of there without really having to risk too much.
Refresh playing super safe behind the jukebox as well, the nightclub. We have that again, deep smoke for NaVi, keeps forcing respect out of Heroic. They're going to come back up connector, try and meet NaVi in middle, double toilet setup though. Bit's just been dominant here. I think he's lost one fight in toilet to Shush, and that's pretty much it, or to Stown rather. Otherwise, he's been always good to get one and get out. Behold just standing strong. But Heroic aren't going to take the toilet, not yet at least. The bomb's outside Monster, flashing refresh in to try and get this pick. NaVi have given a lot of space towards B, but often playing in the site or playing for retake. This timing is weird. They've just looked away. Stown's going back down. Konto is Boomich. Backstab, baby. There's the kill. And now the B play the jig. It's up.
Yeah, oh, Shush is going to hold off one, but is he ready for this second man? The answer is no, and this leaves you on these two players trying to worm their way in through Monster. Refresh opens, but there's more where that came from. Cadian with only 8 seconds left. He doesn't have the time, but he might be able to get away. He just about lives to see another day.
Uh-oh. No, he doesn't.
Oh, yes, he does. Cadian keeps that off in play, but it's still NaVi up onto 7.
Oh, very scary scenes, very scary stuff, but it's all coming out for NaVi.
Mate, talk about rough timings, you know, like the CS timings. This is so true in this round for Stown. He waits patiently at top con for like 40 seconds in that round and then goes, all right, well, they're not coming. I'll go away. The moment, the physical moment he leaves the angle, that's when they get double pushed through connector. You couldn't make it up.
Heroic using 3 out of 4 pauses. Now, I would say, like, oh, this is a good round to maybe even throw in the 5-man boost. But if there's one team and one player you don't throw the 5-man boost in off the back of a pause, it's Simple on NaVi. This guy holds for it. You'll sometimes see Simple in heaven with an M4 dropping that orb on the top of boost in T-spawn. I've seen it done many a time. And so I don't know if we'll ever see Heroic make that play in the T side. You do love it when it comes through, but if anything, it can be more of an undoing at this point in the game. Do they agree? Yes. Keep away from that one. One AWP, one AK, and a bunch of pistols. They've done it before, they can do it again.
Yeah, Simple is once again fighting for Con. Now, it was the early death to Simple last time that got us worried here in the connector. But this time, no one's looking to challenge him. The question is, how long does he hang about here Is he looking to make a stand in the connector? They run boosting out long just as a precaution, but nobody's here for NaVi. Simple will eventually make the call to leave connector. He's seen a player in mid, and so he's going to take the opportunity just to duck and weave out of there. Wants to hang around somewhat because Bit is here playing the divider. So once again, Bit and Simple are running one of these bait and switch setups similar to the truck one that we saw back in the A-bomb site. Simple hopefully going to reel them in with that AWP while Bit can do the damage. With each passing second, you're getting more and more paranoid about long. You haven't had info here in the entire round so far. Bit really in the position that could make or break this round. Here comes the execute. Smokes and flashes rain in. Bit's dead right away, and now Simple short is open. Good! Gets shot in the side of the head, but instead it's a head-on fight that removes that orb. The Deagle's gonna do it again, unless Electronic can come up huge. One to his name, but it's a triple swing to close it out. And Heroic will not let their foot off the gas. Deagles don't stop them, mate. They'll still come through with another victory to take 7-all.
Oh, it's the toilet setups, right? When it's not lurkers that Bit gets the kill on his lonesome, it's these really awkward toilet setups for NaVi. Like, what is that setup there for Bit? It's his best bet, right? It's something different. He's close in divider. He's got to watch two positions at once. And like you said, the second he dies, Simple short is open. Like, yeah, he gets duck-deeged anyway out long, but if Simple even gets that kill, he's immediately dead to short. There's nothing he can do about it. NaVi don't have the cover. So yeah, these A pops for Heroic have been their way back into the game. Forget post plants. We're not even getting down to the nitty gritty. They're just executing NaVi where they stand. Now they've got confidence. Now they've got faith. Wind in their sails, straight to be short. And no money for NaVi to contest this. It's a scout. It's a bunch of pistols, for crying out loud. And so if you aggress back on the short side, oh, here's a little Vitality pop flash going over. Cadian's ready, though. There's one more flash, there's one more player, but maybe they take it dry. Boomich catches them by surprise, and he only finishes one. Trade is in. Damage to Cadian means nothing because we've got a lurkout monster that's not being accounted for.
Yeah, this is the bomb alone. So Tesses does not want to lose this fight. He won't, luckily enough, and so it leaves Simple Scout in a 1-on-4. I mean, hell, if he wins it, like... but he shouldn't. He should never win this round. Simple dropping into the pit. They are coming his way. This has got to be a clutch of epic proportions, and it's not looking likely. They're wrapping him on the short side, and so Heroic, they close out this first half at 8-7. It might have been the 5-0. They struggle to win out that first half. They're still hoping to take us to nuke, but will we get there? We'll have to find out.
Hey Future Pros, back to Overpass with a frilly flash. This one will blind opponents playing in B water. To do this flash, crouch and position yourself so you're looking at this line. Throw the flash and it will bounce and pass.
Felt like NaVi was sneaking it in, and maybe a 2-0, maybe a quick grand final placing for them. But Heroic have different ideas. The Eagles surrounded by an AWP, and Heroic suddenly have answers, little A-pops that will get in your face and will keep you scared for life. NaVi down around got to work hard on this T side. It's not a map we see them on a lot. For Heroic, it's their pick and their chance to send us to nuke.
Yeah, while Heroic's T side, features a lot of these fast pops, these, disrespect plays through smokes and the likes. Not expecting that out of NaVi. Let's see what they've got cooked up for us. I'm expecting a little bit slow, a little bit more methodical right out of the gate. And they're certainly delivering on that. They're working this mid control. They're holding on to the extremities of the B bomb site. I'm talking monster and short. And they're just looking to establish a lot of map control early on, trying to leave Heroic guessing as to where this one ends up.
Ooh, that's a nice shot. And there's more where that came from. Long toilets as well as middle for Cadian. He's playing in a position Simple knows very well, but one that he might not trifle with, not yet. He's still down on B, but the bomb's coming up A. Heroic want info. This could be their undoing. They have a perfect setup. All they need is patience, and Perfecto's got that in spades. Drops the in-game leader. Boomich can't capitalize and refresh. 2 shots, 2 kills, he gets out alive. Tessa's not quite the same luck. Simple's dead on his B lurk, and this round's all over the place. Heroic drop B for a moment, and then they realize the bomb's up on A. Rotate in for Stown. He's just behind the site in time.
Yeah, with him eluded capture, that's going to cause problems for NaVi. Means they're stuck in the reality of a 2-on-3, and they're going to have to look for answers elsewhere. Retaking connector and going down to B, but Shush is already here, and he's going to hear that door swing, able to call it ahead of time. Stown is over here in heaven, tapping a couple of shots down range. It's a lot of damage to Perfecto, but Stown's been dropped from the round, and now that bomb plant in. Suddenly, the scales tipped. NaVi looking all right again. Refresh has been spotted on the short side, and they'll cross out of there, trying to play around this bomb. Oh, it's an even trade. Electronic tapping away, but he can't quite get Shush out of the round. Yeah, ooh, a little bit of style on it. And Electronic can't close. It's Shush with all the glory. 3 kills in the round, and a pistol found for Heroic. 9-7 up now. And once more, now we're facing the question of can they get these conversions?
Oh, Heroic, yeah, stealing that away. And Electronic, he's hitting some light-out shots there, but he just went back in, very eager to take that final fight. It's easy to microanalyze. Playing the bomb definitely could have been a better way out there for him. Sometimes you're feeling it. Sometimes you just want to catch them by surprise, but Shush tanks the shots and converts a pistol for Heroic. Lovely kills out of Refresh in mid as well. He was the MVP of yesterday, and he wants everyone to respect the name again in this semi-final. Conversions, though. You're talking about it, it's always a question, especially when a bomb's going down in pistol. NaVi have immediately bought up. Galil, AK, 3D, Simple on the best weapon. And that's what you love to see, but close in mid is Cadian.
Hey, yeah. Oh, dead immediately, though. And this is only going to force someone like Tessas to have to hang around and fight this. Yeah. He's dead, not getting anything done. The double mid push denied for Heroic, and it's given NaVi a big way into this round.
If you remember that Liquid game as well, this is something Tessas did a lot, right? I wonder if we're going to see similar scenes from him where he just sits in party and goes for these late, either flash plays off of his team, or he's like the solo A player and he's that info guy, stays party forever, catches you late when you're not expecting it. It's very common play for Tessas, so we'll see if that's something NaVi are conned onto. Bit almost gets caught waiting for that smoke to fade. Put down to 10. But, you've got 2 kills, you've got an MP9, you've got FAMAS. You are now very dangerous if you're NaVi. Simple looks for those taps, burst, more damage, and Stown. When you get tagged, you just can't go anywhere. You're stuck still like a statue in cement. 5-on-2, NaVi just have to close.
Yeah, they're getting out into B while this is happening. Electronic loves these B lurks, right?
Ooh.
He'll get the info that the site is pretty much clear. However, now they spot Refresh over in toilets. They heard that AUG fire off from heaven. NaVi have been poised a bit of a question here. Where are they looking to end up? It's going to be a B drop rejoining Electronic. And just a save out of these 2 remaining players for Heroic. They're going to try and get away with the famous AUG combo. Ooh. So once again, NaVi not only steal the round away, but they're looking for even more. They want to deny the save. Simple removes the famous from play. And now one big ticket item remains. Simple does not want to let Shush survive. He doesn't want that AUG to cause any problems in this follow-up round. Not given much of a choice there. The AUG does drop him from it, but the rest of NaVi are moving in.
Yeah, they're at least going to get that AK, so even if they can't take the AUG out, you just want all the guns here for NaVi. Will the SMG be able to throw himself around the corner? You know Shush ain't far away. Shush hears the steps. Here come the bombardment of NaVi. Triple peaked and a mid-air jump as well. Set to Electronic up for the kill. Nice round out of Simple 2 on the AK. 3 kills from him. Perfect stuff for NaVi. And yeah, once they see that AUG heaven, they actually, for a moment, try and go A. And it's that info that, okay, Refresh is still here. That forces the AUG back up to the A site. And, you know, when you have a 5v2 like that, 4v2, you just go wherever to the opposite site where you spotted one. You know, either they're playing together or you've got a guaranteed 1v1 rather than walking into one of those stacks. So NaVi avoid it. And now pistols for Heroic. No conversion off the back of their pistol win. This is where NaVi get even more terrifying. Simple, they know he likes to go long and he is here alone, but patience is the key. There's no flash for Heroic, not in this position. Cadian does have one in middle, but he's scoped up right now. Might not ever get to help his team out. Heroic wait for that contact. It's not coming. Simple dodges the scout shot. There's the explosion now, but he's already dealt with one. He knows there's more to fight.
Oh, the lineup. That is brutal for Heroic. They end up crossing paths. You never cross the stream. Simple gonna lock in 3 kills from it. And now the rest is just a formality to find this equalizer, or so you would like to think. Over here in Con. Oh, well, I was going to say Boomich saw him, but...
Looking at map or something, that seemed like one of those kills where you're not staring at your crosshair the second you get peeked. Timed, maybe. In-game leader, you know, he's reading.
Mate, look, once again, like, they see Cadian's the last guy, and Simple's like, look, I'm just going to kill him. Hunts him down.
I do like how NaVi have played these, like, 5-on-2s, 5-on-3s. Like, they know that Heroic on the CT side, we are going to see, like, very measured team play, where Heroic, you know, are pop flashing short water, are, you know, Cadian did lob the flash over long from mid eventually. They are going to be doing these double setups as bait and switches. And so when NaVi get the advantage, they just sit, they just wait. They go, yeah, Heroic are hungry, they are keen, they're going to come to us. And they do. But we probably won't have the same, you know, keenness from Heroic once they hit gun rounds. Get a 5-on-4, get out of water, go back to your bomb site. Right now, this is the freest round yet. NaVi looking for double digits, and it's on a platter. They've cleaned out B already.
Yeah, you know, whenever we have like B-centric plays, you'll often see Bit lurking over towards the toilets. When the attention's on mid, Electronic loves these walks out monster. Jesus, Simple. Come on now! Leave them alone! 4 in the round. They're only USPs, so it's not worth getting too excited about, but jeez.
Keeps it clean, doesn't he? You don't want to lose any guns here.
And so you won't, because Simple says, nope, no danger today.
Deek's still in play, though. This is an interesting buy for Cadian because, you know, it's not like he was going to get the AWP in the first gun round, but, well, now you've really dug a hole.
Yeah, I almost wonder
there's
if...
the ace.
Yeah.
They set him up for that. NaVi jumped down mid for the info, they double back, and they just let Simple clean house.
That's great, though. You know, they're having some degree of fun with it, right? Like, a lot of teams would just hunt down the last guy there and be like, oh, well, aces don't matter. But I like that they go, nah, Simple, mate. Get all 5, get in their heads, build up, my friend.
Yeah, this is weird for Heroic, right? Because, you know, they like, NaVi win that second round force, Heroic then rebuy, and then they full eco, and even now, into this next buy round, because they spent a good bit in that previous, or like, you know, they bought maybe more than they should. You know, we've not got anything here. We've got a SMG on Cadian for the util, refresh on a FAMAS, already B mollies have been burned. And so Heroic, this is a very hard round. They've got to boost up at least. That might catch NaVi off guard.
I know, with the flash coming over, I don't see a world where that's not checked by Electronic. And yeah, as he moves in, he was looking up at it, considering that boost. It's dismantled by Heroic, so never actually, you know, comes to fruition. But yeah, no, I'm inclined to agree with you, right? This buy puts a lot of pressure on you if you're Heroic to win this round, or else this half is going to start pretty much the same way the first half of play did, with that big, you know, 5-round streak for the T side before much is able to get accomplished by the Heroic squad. Tesses has at least alleviated some of this pressure by opening up and allowing for this 4-man stack down on B.
Dear.
But they're starting to get impatient. They're wanting results out of the 4-man stack. They need to know if they should keep this established. So they smoke push NaVi. Simple mops up both of those kills on the pushing players. And now rotations are getting called for down to this B bomb site. Perfecto flashing Boomich in, looking for these entries. Cadian hidden in the sight. Is he going to get discounted? Will they be ready for him? He drops down. They know about him now. And even though he takes one to the grave, it's Tessez left in the clutch.
Yeah, bomb's loose. It's for the fight right now. Tessez isn't going to let you get comfortable. He wants to swing on sound. Perfecto taps it. Org v Org. Who wins it? Tessez on the angle now. Perfecto peeks, and he obliterates him right to the face and ripe for the taking. 11-9 for NaVi. They win the first gun round. Off the back of that second round force, NaVi have now gone on a horrendous streak of 4 rounds in a row, and that's a problem for Heroic. You know, we look at the opposites, right? When NaVi go for that smoke push in Monster, they get a double kill. They catch Cadian throwing nades. Right there, Simple's throwing flashes. You feel like the timing might get you, and even though that first player dies, Simple pops off with 2 on the AWP. And NaVi, no worry.
Well, so those were like 2 must-hit shots as well. And like the only time you have is the time cocking the bolt between it, and that's the extent of it. It's like he had to hit those. Simple does. Those are the frags you rely on him for. And it really does save the round. Now, worst case Ontario for Heroic, this is what we were worried about, right? The Deegs are through again. It's going to be 5 in a row for NaVi before you're pulling your, your big guns through.
But hey, you took 5 in a row. Remember how this game started. Heroic went up 5-0 on the T side, off the back of winning their pistol, winning a gun round. And then when NaVi started to get weapons, they started to get util for the B side. We had the AWP on Simple. That's when things turned around, and NaVi at least pulled a 7-round half. So for Heroic, yeah, it looks doom and gloom right now. It's not feeling like they're in control, but that is soon to come. They've got time. This round is not in their favor, though. I don't need to say that. You can see the map. NaVi are walking into B, and it's free.
Yeah, once again, spearheaded by Electronic. I think, the more you're letting him accomplish from these flanks, the more prevalent they're going to become as the game goes on. He knows there wasn't much on the table in this round. And so once more, Simple's been dispatched to hunt down these pistol players. Now, might come to regret it. Good for the double, but that's an AK retrieved, and that's a small victory for Heroic in an unwinnable round. I'm curious if we're going to see, like a double AWP come through for the Heroic squad. Stound's having a bit of a mare, and sometimes, putting an AWP in his hands can be a good way to reactivate him. Also, a good double AWP map. Cadian's at least saved one, and Stound didn't buy anything into this round. He could get it with armor. We'll have to wait and see. Right now, NaVi are pulling away with this game, and so solutions have got to come through for Heroic. They lose this, they're done in the semis.
Oh, Bomb does it. That's worth it for Shush, right? Like, gets a player, takes him down with him. Thanks to the Bomb. But NaVi is still fine. They've got 3 alive. They can continue to rebuy. They've got this nice little streak, the buffer of cash. Yeah. And here's where that double AWP that you prophesized comes through, Harry. 1 per site, split them up. We've got a bit of a spawn in middle as well. So let's see if Cadian can take that and put it to good use, much as Simple did down in Connector.
Yeah, Cadian's also got, Molotov, so does... Oh, no, yeah, they do throw that mid-molly in, just to try and slow down the aggression out of NaVi. NaVi want to take short, and they want to take it quickly. Oh, this is weird. 2 smokes throwing in, and they don't want to go through, so they're having to boost up to clear these angles. It makes them very freaked out. First kill going to be provided by Boomich, though, and it's Tessez to fall. That's a big scalp to find. And now it wouldn't surprise me if NaVi kind of sit back and hang out for a while. Instead, they might look to pick up the pace here. They've smoked off Heaven, flashes into the site, but no push on the back of it. A kill onto a com player means, you've softened up this A-bomb site in the long run, right? This isn't someone responsible for B. This is someone coming down from A. So they're going to duck out of Monster, and this is where they're going to look to reset a bit. Maybe work the A-bomb site. Even if it's not where you look to end up, just making noise here will put pressure on Heroic to rotate more players out of the B site, or so that's what you were hoping. With Cadian getting that kill there, it's kind of up in the air again.
Yeah, that flash on Monster saved someone's life from Stound's AWP, but Cadian's does pick up 1. And this Monster setup, NaVi never ran Monster plays, right? They played from the back of the bomb site. They played from Heaven with the AWP. Right now, Heroic CT setup on Monster was the bane of Liquid's existence in some of those early T rounds. Oh, legged. even when you don't have the author here, it's very hard to get through, and, well, Refresh will shoot through the wood to find Boom. It just started strong for NaVi. It was a 5-on-4, and Heroic picked them apart on both sides of the map. So, yeah, I think as much as Liquid learned and lent away from Monster after a couple of, 5-man rushes got decimated by Heroic, I imagine NaVi are going to do the same. Even if you want B, more splits perhaps, more short focused rounds. Some nice AWP shots, and even the spam get Heroic on the board. And that's what we were saying. That's what we were waiting for, right? 5 in a row for NaVi. We just needed guns, Harry. And there they are, doing what they do best.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame because, like, Bit and Boomich very much wanted to fake that A play together, and it all gets a bit weird. Like, Bit's trying to see how much room he's got in Con, gets timing. You understood what NaVi were trying to do there, but Cadian throws a big old spanner in the works. Short control taken. Once again, NaVi really looking to take this away early on.
Don't you dare.
I always get nervous when they jump that against Simple, but instead it's down to open onto that man. They're looking to go in on the back of it. Boomich brushed aside. It's a team flash from Electronic that gets him wrecked there on the open. I didn't know where to look.
Okay.
Perfecto gets that kill, and now you might want to pump the brakes. Electronic has been let loose to play around this smoke, but even he, as this wild child of Monster, might not go further than this. Right, it's big that you were able to pull this back into a 3-on-4 in the first place, and he's waited for the smoke to fade, now creeps out after the fact. There's another into a 3-on-3. Electronic flexing his muscles on the B bomb site. He's now trapped in, and yeah, the bomb's all the way back in T-spawn. That's gonna have to be Perfecto to go and grab it. Bit's pushed all the way up on A. Oh, the timing, man. Bit's having a bit of a rough time on these lurks. Perfecto can still rejoin Electronic here, but it should become obvious to Heroic where this is looking to end up.
Yeah, no smoke for heaven, no flash, no anything. You've got to fight your way through, and Cadian's here to deny a bomb plant. They might know about his position, they might expect it, but what can you really do? There's the one flash retrieved and used well to get the plant, but they don't know about Refresh, who will poke his head out from the water. Electronic backs off for now, safety. Perfecto, the longer the Refresh is here, the less they expect him. He wants both kills. One is not enough for Refresh. He wants to double down, spray converted, and the tap to close onto Electronic. That is clinical for Refresh, and it keeps Heroic breathing.
Yeah, that is a wonderful little two-piece for Refresh.
This guy's clean, man.
That was a gentleman's way to win that little, double kill, the one tap out on the end.
This was sick. I didn't even realize he got this kill. Simple getting picked first, that hurts as well for NaVi. He's been the top performer. Yeah, a lot of eco kills in the second half, but he's still, over double the next best NaVi player. Well, exactly double. So it's quite scary for the rest of NaVi. If you think about the longevity of this game, Heroic having a second wind off the back of these buys. They do lose out on the second AWP. Only Cadian dons his back on the A site, and Tessa's placed down a connector. With the late rifle rounds coming out of Heroic after losing conversions, they had to find success, and so it's very fortunate they have. Refresh. Don't want to tangle with this guy, not with the game he's having, and Electronic doesn't see him climbing up the railing. They can't trade it. They have a deep con player, but there's still Tessa's there to worry about. NaVi are going to go elsewhere.
Nice. Good thing there was no one there, huh? All right, so long taken with that, run boost.
More of a dribble than anything.
And Perfecto's still waiting down here in Con. Simple might be scoped up on A, but that bomb is going back towards B. Tessa's could hit this timing. Bit is up in the toilets.
Oh no.
Perfecto is passive. It I think it lulls them into a bit of a false sense of security when it comes to Con.
Oh.
Now Perfecto's smoked off as well, and that kill onto Bit might be something that strips the round away, really.
Yeah, this is a save, man. In some of these rounds for NaVi just look so confused, right? Like they don't win the first fight and it all just kind of crumbles. Even in that first gun round, they did take down Tesses from comp, but Perfecto's lurking connector and, you know, Tesses smokes him off. He's probably comped a bit. Yeah, mate, I haven't cleared it, but I've been here all round. I've seen, I've heard nothing. You're probably fine. Bit runs back out to set B with his knife. And Heroic, I mean, they don't even have to do all too much. They just have to be patient, hold their spots, not bring in the fight to NaVi like maybe they wanted. And it's working wonderfully. Now equaled up 12-12. Heroic holding on. Yeah, pause. Good time for it. NaVi need to figure things out.
Yeah, I always do get a bit nervous about like NaVi on this map in that sometimes this is how the T-sides just end up looking, and that you just get these rounds that are almost like non-starters, right? Like that nothing really happens, like nothing really goes your way. You lose that first fight for map control, and then the whole round is just kind of thrown into disarray, and those really aren't that uncommon. So, I don't know, maybe something a little bit faster with a bit more direction behind it out of the NaVi squad might be fun, but it's not really, you know, the style they like to play.
Yeah, at least initially get that fast map control, right? Like pop out water. We've seen NaVi try and do that in some of these rounds. Set up, leave electronic there perhaps. You know, he's been monster lurking. This is not an easy team to monster lurk on. Heroic have had double orbs. They've had, you know, good setups down on B, so that's probably scaring NaVi away as much as it did for Heroic as well in that first half, right? They started to find salvation in these late long hits, these top site executes when they work a lurk through toilets. Tesses blinded, just gets back in time though. And now a little more noise made for Perfecto. He doesn't want to just be left doing nothing. Yes, wants to take this space. Smoke's going to have a big gap though, right at the end. Playing with them, door off, or open rather. All this distraction though is nothing but that. NaVi are working 3 mid.
Yeah, this round already has, you know, more direction behind it in this mid grouping to try and secure this control. If Tesses does decide to hang around and fight this, he might be in for a rough time. They're walking the smoke and taking long toilets. Even though he re-smokes it, they've still got the real estate they came into the round looking for, right? Which was this long side of the toilets. They can set up here to try and flush Tesses out.
NaVi Group B, they forced a third rotate up to A. No, Simple's grabbing the bomb to regroup with his toilets control. Heroic have the read right now. They got Shush playing close monster as well. Refresh task was short. 2 players is enough for B, given what the info that Heroic have.
Yeah, eventually Electronic's gonna have to do something, and even just making noise like this is fine, right? With flashes raining over from Perfecto and Con, you're hoping that this draws rotations out of Heroic, but they don't buy it for a second. Simple. Oh my god, that's the tag! He heard it, he knows! Tesses will get one, but Perfecto trades it. There's 15 seconds as they're attempting this A take. It's been all build up, but they need to nail the finish, and Cadian shuts down the first man in. Even one more kill would have been enough, but the plant, it's denied! Refresh strips it away from them! He ended the hopes of NA, and now he's hoping to do the same to CIS as well. That's a quick shot from Simple to keep the AWP in play, but it's still Heroic up in the lead.
The lineup, man, the lineup! Oh my goodness. There was no way for NaVi. That's the issue with these rounds when they come so late. Simply, you could see that coming, you could see it ticking through his brain. Maybe I should wallbang this. Maybe it couldn't hurt. And even though Cadian hits a shot as well, he gets insta-traded, and Refresh does everything necessary. That's the clock fighting NaVi back. It's a classic. It's exactly what we have seen on Overpass before for this team. Even though they get the entries, nothing can afford to go wrong, and when it does, oh, it goes so wrong. Tesses now, he's had enough of waiting around, but maybe he should be back to his con holds, because Bits just deeked him out the server. Heroic won a bunch of rounds akin to this, right? Deagles with a solo AWP, with maybe 1 rifle. NaVi have now got a 5-on-4 in that exact position. Simple's still armed, Bits got his gun. The world is your oyster, and Heroic are gambling. Just shush at B. The re-aggro's nice, though.
Yeah, providing it does allow for that rotation, which we see Cadian, you know, up and leaving now and going back down. towards this B bomb site. Bit's not going to go any further than this. He's just looking to group with the team, just looking to play a numbers game. So re-smoke over. That's Cadian throwing that from A. And Shush makes first contact over in Monster. Is this going to draw rotations out of Heroic? Cadian seems sold, so he's coming down now from this upper site. NaVi is still slow on the approach. This is giving time, admittedly, for Heroic to doubt themselves, but they look more convinced than ever that this is the B play. In come NaVi. Shush still waiting down in the pit. A missed shot from Cadian at least gives this site control up to the NaVi squad, but they're not so lucky the second time around. There's Shush with another. Oh, make it a double. A 3-on-2, and they're falling like flies. Only Simple left. 1-on-3 with this AWP. Stown's out through the short side, and Simple's got no idea. But Stown's wrapping Monster. Stown has not cleared short properly. They're anticipating a Monster post plant from Simple, and that could not be further from the truth. Tap on the bomb. Now they know. First shot hits, but it's not meant to be. It's 14 on the board. Heroic come through with the retake. Simple doing everything he can at 31 kills deep. We just need that second player alongside him.
It's just so slow, man. These rounds are just taking too long. Like, Heroic is so good at gaining info. That's twice now. The Heroic have lost Tesses within the first 10 seconds of the round and still 4-on-5 NaVi. That's because of the re-aggro. That's because the info they keep getting. The double toilets push, like you said, allows Cadian to drop B. At that point, you're convinced. And then they're lobbing in flashes for the player who is in pit. He's been hiding in water all round. NaVi get in, they go, whoa, we got the free B bomb site. Thanks, guys. It was never free. It came at a cost. That's just poking his head up right at the very end, mowing them down. And a retake coming in for Heroic. 14-12. NaVi's T-size on Overpass. Some things never change. And this could cost them everything. This could send them to nuke. Don't get me wrong, 10 win streak for NaVi on that map. They're feeling pretty fine, but it's also Danish territory as well. You'd love to close it here and now. Heroic are not making it easy though.
No, they're really not, and it's going to feel like a real grind to even get back into this one. And one round win's not going to be enough to ruin Heroic's day. Shush has even taken liberties now, pushing the connector. Perfecto is oftentimes mistimings in this one. It's not a mistiming, but it is an opening kill in favor of Heroic. So often when this happens, NaVi just kind of crumble if they lose this early man, and it's only getting worse by the second. Not a trade in sight. Four-man B stack for Heroic that can start to get dismantled. You're no longer feeling this pressure of a sudden B hit and getting overwhelmed. You could just fine leave two players here to hold on. And that's exactly what they're going to do. NaVi walking into a 3-on-3 at this A bomb site, and it just feels a bit predictable at this point. I think it's probably pretty easy for Cadian to figure out what the response is going to be here.
Yeah, Stack is correct yet again, and in a 3-on-3 on this A site now, that's not going to be nice to NaVi. Refresh has his close position that Boomich ran, but the difference is between NaVi and Heroic is he has support. He has an AWP helping out. Refresh needs no help. He takes the first. There's Cadian poking his head out. No one will take down Refresh, not with the AWP in play, and that's Heroic holding on, finding 15 first. These setups are just completely different. They're just, you know, Heroic are far more experienced on this map. They're far more comfortable. And that much is showing. It's even a fit for NaVi, who maybe they go through and they still win this series on nuke. Hey, maybe they still win here. But regardless of what happens, we go into that grand final. You got Vitality. They're a great Overpass team as well. That's something NaVi have to be very scared about. I mean, they're not thinking that far ahead. They're just thinking, how can we hold on here? Remember that pistol? Remember the conversion denied by NaVi in the 5-round win streak? We said, wait, guys. We said, hold on. There's guns to be had. And ever since Heroic have had a rifle round 6 in a row and absolutely flawless. NaVi are out of options. Chump change. Eagles, Galils, anything to allow that util.
It just seems wild though, right? Like in a map where Simple has had like back-to-back aces, multi-kills coming out, left, right, and everywhere, that it's not going to be enough, or at least that's what it's really feeling like right now. You know, Heroic apart, they're well and truly happy with this comeback, and they've had every read, they've had every, you know, been ahead every step of the way. Back into middle for NaVi, another one of these slow rounds.
Heroic were expecting a B rush, right? They started 4 down lower. Leaving Cadian on the top site is just enough, right? He can get good amount of information. And when have NaVi ever been quick to get up into those toilets and charge A? Cadian knows he has a bit of a timing before he needs to worry about whether these T's are up close. And even with that deep smoke, they might go through it. Tessa just flashes, and up they go, boosting on the corner. This is perfect. Cadian set up for a free kill. NaVi consider no one at this corner, and so they won't peek it anyway. Still defaulting, clearing the toilets. This is still a lot faster for NaVi, and it's hilarious to say that. We're at 50 seconds, and they're at least up on the short side. Still got room to move, though, and it's all a bit of a ruse as they back down into B. The 3-man setup's still there. Heroic won't budge a muscle. That flash even misses to get them out connected. But luckily, no punishment. NaVi, here they go into the Lion's Den. 30 seconds to go. You can't let the clock cost you the map. And so up they go. What could go wrong?
Yeah, they're going back up into A. Now, this is at least where Heroic only have 2, but it's a nice setup. It's a bait and switch between the AWP of Cadian and Tessa's waiting in the long cubby. 15 seconds as NaVi try to move in. Anything could go wrong. So much could happen. Tessa's hasn't been checked. Boomich will flick back. And so with seconds to spare, NaVi, they get the bomb down. And Boomich, luckily enough, this guy's built different. If he died to that nade, that was the game.
Yeah, it actually came after the plant, so it would have been fine, but that's a fine margin to cut for Heroic, right? A second earlier and a little bit better placed, and suddenly you win the map. My goodness, that would have been one horrible way to lose in this semi-final, but NaVi hold on. First round after 6 in a row for Heroic. Saves are called. Definitely the right one for Heroic, right? They've still got a good bit of money. It's not like NaVi have even made many of these rounds close, but they want to maximize that money. Electronic wants anything but clearing this corner at the last second, but what a weird angle for Shush. He'll send him to bed. He'll keep him quiet. And now NaVi have to fight for overtime. Need 2 in a row. Boomich, absolute hero.
Yeah, man. I mean, if we can get more round, like, if anyone on NaVi is going to be the guy to try and lead from the front and get in there ahead of time, it's going to be Boomich. If we can get more of these openers coming through from this guy, maybe there's hope. And, I get so nervous with how close they leave this to time, right? Overpass is like the classic NaVi run out of time again map.
Or is it?
And so this round, they try to surprise us all with a fast B plan. Heroic are not ready for this at all, mate. They've got utility out. Still, Stout comes through with a kill on that AWP, and rotations are now being called for. NaVi in the site, but they're losing numbers left and right. Bombs going down, but a 3-on-5 is needed out of NaVi, and they're not allowed to get comfortable. They're not allowed to get set up. They've got to fight this every step of the way. Simple mistiming, back on the angle again. There's another player at Monster, but he doesn't finish the job. There's Cadian to deal with that AWP. Electronic and Boomich have got to do it all. They're double set up in water. Far from ideal. Utility reigns over. Electronic's getting uncomfortable. Heroic are going for the throw. Electronic and Boomich do everything they can, but in the end, it's not enough. Heroic locking in a victory here and making this a 3-mapper after all. It all is set to culminate on Nuke, where NaVi have a 10-map winning streak. Do they make it 11, or does it get broken by the Danes?